Hello and welcome to Lumberjack Impact. I'm your host, Blake Neubauer. Lumberjack Impact is the show where we highlight the amazing faculty here at SFA and explore things that make SFA great. My guest today is an associate professor of political science in SFA's Department of Government, and he is also the director of the SFA Pre-Law Academy. Pre-Law Academy is a week-long camp for high school students focusing on the profession of the law. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today, Dr. Donald Gooch. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate that. So for the people that aren't fully aware, it's a week-long program for high school students, but how would you describe exactly what it is?
Well, that is a good description of it. It is a week-long camp for high school students. It is focused on the profession of law. Over the course of the week, the students are introduced to lawyers, judges, past presidents of the Texas Bar Association, who are speaking on all the facets, both of applying to law school, getting into law school, going through law school, what law school is like, what the practice of law is like. So once you get out of law school, you pass the bar. What kind of law can you go practice? What is practicing law in those particular areas like? They also do a mock trial. So they are working on that throughout the week, and we do a lot of our mock trial preparation. We bring in attorneys who talk with them about their own trial experience and how to be a professional advocate, and it's a lot of fun.
Speaking of those mock trials, could you maybe tell us how that mock trial goes or walk us through a mock trial, and how would you say that helps the students fully grasp and understand it?
So the students will play, we have three parts. One is a hybrid part where they play an attorney and a witness. Then there's a full witness part and then a full attorney part. And the full attorney does the opening and closing in the trial. So they're given the mock trial problem. It's a mock trial problem that I developed with the help of several other members of SFA's College of Liberal and Applied Arts. It's a unique mock trial problem. You won't find a mock trial problem like this anywhere in the country. Most mock trial problems are 4 or 5 pages. They kind of lay out the scenario, and then you're given some law and you argue some particular component of the case. Ours incorporates CSI. So as part of the camp, they're going to go and they visit the crime scene of their trial, and they get instruction from some of our criminal justice faculty on how you process a crime scene, what information you're trying to get at that particular crime scene. And in their packet, they have accurate evidence, so evidentiary forms that that the police would actually fill out. So our mock trial packet's about 80 pages long. So they have to process that very quickly and get that information. And then they get to use that information at the end of the week when we have that mock trial. It's 4 rounds all the way to the championship round, which we hold over at the county courthouse.
That sounds very interesting. Yeah. What would you say the key learning objectives are for the students in the academy as a whole and in those mock trials?
Well, it's sort of a mini introduction to the skills and abilities you're going to need to be a professional advocate. So, I like to tell I tell this joke at the Pre-Law Academy every year, which is that they did a survey a few years ago on what you're most afraid of. Number 2 was death. Number 1 was public speaking, which means that if you had a choice, you would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. Mm-hmm. So they have to do that. They have to get up there in front of their peers, in front of their parents if they've come in to visit, and in front of these attorneys and make a persuasive argument. So that's a really neat thing that they get to do as young high school students.
I see you don't have the fear of public speaking. Once again, thank you for being here. What does the structure of the week look like? Are the mock trials numerous days? Like how do you guys structure the week?
So the mock trial happens at the end of the camp, so it's that Friday. So the through the camp, as they're going through their sessions and they're doing things like we have a negotiation simulation, we have a simulation of a law class. They're talking to recruiters for law schools, attorneys who are presenting on their particular area of the law or a particular aspect of the law, like doing plea bargains. They're also doing mock trial preparation. So we start from the day we get them on that Sunday. They're in a 2-hour initial session where we go over the problem. We start to teach mock trials, like what what about the trial process do I need to know? How do I write an opening? How do I write a closing? How do I prepare my questions for my witness or the hostile witnesses on the other side? So we begin that process, and each day they have mock trial preparation that leads all the way to that Friday. And that Friday morning, we do our first 2 rounds here at SFA, and then for the final 4 and the championship rounds, we go over to the county courthouse.
What would you say the main challenges are that you usually see in the students, and how do you guys help them overcome those challenges?
Well, like I said, doing public speaking is a big challenge. For some students, that's a big hurdle. Obviously, we throw a lot of information at them. I mean, when students do mock trial at the high school level or even at the collegiate level, you have months to practice and prepare your parts. Well, we give them a week. So that's a big challenge, but we do give them a lot of time to work on it, and somehow they do it. We've been doing it now for over 10 years, and every mock trial has been a success. So.
Over those 10 years, how would you say that the academy has evolved over time?
Yeah, we've changed quite a bit. We learn every year. You learn from your mistakes. We try some new things. We've moved some things around. We want the camp to be very informative and to help the students learn about the law. We also want it to be fun. It is a summer camp. It's supposed to be fun. So we've introduced fun activities like we have a cookout. We go out to the SFA pool. We go visit the STEM building and the
Planetarium?
The planetarium, yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
The planetarium over there is part of and that's just sort of a fun, relaxing thing because, it is that mock trial, it looms in the distance and it is a bit stressful, but so is the practice of the law.
So as you mentioned, you have guest speakers come in, some judges. What other guest speakers do you have and legal professionals that come in and help the students really grasp the idea of the law?
Yeah, so we have law professors, a couple of law professors from South Texas have always come up. They teach our simulation law class. We have a federal judge out of Tyler who has come in and talks about the federal court system, which of course is different than the state court system. We've had, I mentioned a past president of the Texas Bar Association, Buck Files, who is a well-known attorney and practices in the areas of criminal and civil law, comes in and tells some war stories about the trials that he's participated in. So they get both the educational side of the law, which is law professors and law students, and they also get the practicing part of the law, which is the attorneys and the judges who are out there doing it right now. And sometimes we have some of our former students who have now gone into the practice of the law, who return and contribute to the Pre-Law Academy. Our opening speaker last year, Lexi, is a current prosecutor practicing in, I think, close to Tyler, and she did our opening for us. So,
what other success stories have you seen come through the Pre-Law Academy? As you mentioned, Lexi went through the academy, comes back, and is the speaker. What other success stories have you seen?
Well, we've a number of our pre-law campers have come to SFA, so we've got a chance to see their success firsthand. Many of them have gone on, and I get the occasional email or group me message about what amazing things they're doing. But the ones that come to SFA, we're able to see. We've had a number come into our pre-law program in the Department of Government, proceed through. In fact, one of those, Jackson Y, who I don't think they won. I think they were runners-up in the mock trial championship. He's currently at law school at the University of Texas, which is one of the top 10 law schools in the country. So I'd say that's quite a success.
That's a big achievement, most definitely. What would you say the most rewarding aspect is in the academy, not only for the students, but for you as well, getting to see it firsthand?
Well, it's amazing to me how quickly they make friends when they come in. Most of them don't know each other, and they're only going to spend a week together. But the camaraderie and we thrust them together. They have to make teams. So getting to see that is very rewarding, and the feedback we get from the camp where they say, "Hey, really enjoyed this," or "This opened my eyes. Maybe I wasn't thinking about the law, but now I really am, and I think I know what I want to do." Hey, that's great.
How many students do you guys usually expect to see every year at the camp?
So previously we capped it at 42. A big part of that's our mock trial. We can't really expand beyond our ability to have judges for our mock trial and to run a mock trial tournament that we have to start and finish on a Friday. So that's kind of limited the number we've had. We've had as many as 50. And I recently agreed to kind of up our cap to 48 because we had so many applications this year. And I think we can handle it. But so yeah, 48, between 42 and 50 is kind of where we are in terms of our camp.
Most definitely. That's very exciting. And where can the viewers go to learn more about it?
The Pre-Law Academy has its own page on the website for SFA's College of Liberal and Applied Arts, and you can go there and learn more about the camp.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you as the viewer so much for watching Lumberjack Impact. Stay tuned for more episodes in the future. For more Lumberjack Impact content, go to youtube.com/JacksTVSFA. For myself at the desk, everyone here in the studio, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and act some jacks.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Media and Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University.